Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. We're going to do another segment of mail call. Only really the second segment since we did the transition to this new format for videos. I have my buddy here, the furry manager, and we're going to try and cover up to 6 questions. I can't take quite as many as in the old format because I'm trying to do visuals along with explaining the answer in great detail to hopefully get it across a little bit better, make it a little bit more clear. The first question is going to come from Gogo Jin. So he had a 2018 black Lexus, going to be soft, it's going to be thin, clear coat. It went through a multi-step correction, and the owner went to a hand wash, and unfortunately, it still got scratched and marred up. That's happened in our area where I told the customer to stay away from the tunnel washes and some of the local washes, and they hired a wash and roll that came to their place fully equipped. They had their own tank and they had everything, and you think it would be a better call than going through a tunnel wash. However, you know, they had some messed up mitts, dirty mitts. They didn't change out their mitts during the day, and it marred the hell out of their car. It's a shame. Really, the safest way is wash at home out of a bucket with multiple mitts, or take it to a contactless, touchless car wash. Very unfortunate to hear that, Gogo. And it needs to be corrected again after a multi-step. And he wanted to know what was advised. Leave it alone, one-step enhancement. So a multi-step correction is now going to be out of the question. Enhancement or a one-step, either one. And both of those, you're going to use an all-in-one or a one-step polish and a medium pad. Or if you're going to do an enhancement, get a finishing polish and a finishing pad. Work your way around the vehicle. Don't go back and go over areas. Just do a panel at a time. Do the panel, move on, don't look back, save that clear coat. That's going to be what I can advise you. And I'm going to demonstrate on this panel the incredible results you can get just from an enhancement and a one-step. And I'll show both on this trashed hood right here. So yeah, let's get right into it and let me show you. You can see the damage here, different sand marks from 3,000 grit to 1,500 grit. This doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of clear like it used to either. It should be at about 5.5 mils. So I'm going to show you, we'll put a piece of tape here, we'll do enhancement here and a one-step here, and we'll see what improvement you can get on all those different sand marks. We'll do an enhancement over here, one step over here. For the enhancement, we have a very easygoing pad, not aggressive, and we'll team that up. We're going to use stuff that we don't normally use a ton of times on the channel. So we'll use the Profiline OS0206, which is a polish. It has a sealant in it as well. So this is not going to remove any measurable clear coat, and well, we won't either on this side with a one-step using what we're going to use, but we're going to see some improvement here. Just a crisscross pattern, left to right, then up and down. It's not going to be perfect. But I'm going to show you here shortly. That there is improvement. Some of the deeper scratches still there, and this is a polish with a sealant or glaze, so that helps kind of fill things in. Now the only problem with that is you're going to have to go over the area maybe once every 6 months or once a year, but just a very, very soft, easygoing pad and a polish with hardly any abrasives in it. That's the difference you can make when there's no clear left to remove. Let's go to the other side and do a one-step, which is just a little bit more aggressive. For the one-step, we're going to go for the 50-50 pad, but we'll use something we don't use a ton of times in here, the One and Done from Turtle Wax. There's still a ton of this left in the 5 and dime stores, like Ollie's has a lot of these. You'll see some of these here and there. When you find them, grab them, especially for the price they're going for now. I like this stuff. And there you go. So that's the difference you can make with enhancement and a one-step with hardly any clear coat removed. Okay, Go Gin, I hope that helped. And if you don't have the product pad polisher that I used in the video, you can cross-reference. The One and Done is similar to 3D1 and some other one-steps. The pads are going to be similar to others. You'll find similar products if you don't already have those in possession. But that is a great way to do some correction without hardly removing any clear, an enhancement or a one-step in your case, and in most cases. Let's move on to the next question. The next question has to do with detailers that already have a business. Mark has a question on marketing. So let's sit down and go over that one, and I'll answer that as best as I can for you. Okay, guys, Mark's question has to do with, so for his situation, he's just getting into the business, and he wants to know how to go about marketing. I go about marketing the same way now that I did when I first started, and that is the approach of getting as many eyes on my services and my location as possible and as often as possible. Let me give you an example. There's a customer who has a car ordered. And when he gets it in a couple weeks, he's going to want some sort of protection, paint correction, paint protection film, whatever. And with my marketing scheme that I have available now, from the point that he thought of his plan of protecting the car, which is a great one, up until he receives it and the delivery date and he gets the car, he'll have seen probably my ad 14 or 15 times. That's how aggressive I am with it. Compared to the competitors where he might see an ad once or twice. So let me put it this way. By the time he receives his car and it gets delivered, he'll have almost trusted me, having seen my ad so many times, compared to if he comes across a competitor's ad just once or twice. I hope that makes sense. It's a little hard to put into words, but that's my approach. I want people to see my ad so many times, even if they don't want my services at that point, that they already trust me and know who they're going to call when they do need those services. I hope that got across to you. So a marketing campaign that is aggressive, that gets you out. Now, I do targeting when it comes to where I want my ads to go. Here's an example. I'll pick in January a certain neighborhood of about 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000 homes. And I'll do, sometimes I'll do postcards, I'll do Facebook, online. If they're watching a YouTube channel, there's going to be an ad for me popping up, and I'll hit that neighborhood hard for a good month, and then I'll move on. Or if I'm having success, I may keep it there, or if I'm not having success, I might get stubborn and keep it in that area just to see if I can make some improvements. Sometimes I just open up the circle to a 30 or 40 mile radius and hit everybody hard. It depends on what mood I'm in, who I'm trying to target, what time of year it is, what type of business I'm having, if it's slow, if it's crazy busy. But I always, even when I'm crazy busy for 4 or 5 months in a row, I'm going to keep that marketing strategy on in high gear. And I'm hitting as many people as I can to sear the location and my services and the quality of my work into their brains before they even need me. I hope that helps. And the best of luck to you, Mark. I wish you success. You have me to always rely on if you have any questions or concerns, as long as I'm around. Let's move on to the third question. Okay, the third question from Stefan, is about rock chips. And his is this big, but his is only through the clear. This one's down to the metal. So let me explain how I would approach both. This one down to the metal, grab one of the paint pens, but I don't like these because of the garbage that's inside. I like it because of the ceramic tip that this has, and you can get in there and use that to clean out those areas. Whether it has a wax or a sealant buildup in there, or it's starting to rust like this one here, this will clean that out and prepare it for the next step. Now, if it's a chip like this where it's down to the metal and you clean it out, that's deep and you want to fill in that crater. So what I'll do is I'll use a spot putty and I'll put a little dab there, pull it across, fill that in, let it dry, do a little wet sanding, and then get your color. Get a color, mix it with clear coat, dab it on, put it on top of the filler, let it dry, do a little bit more wet sanding polish, and you're good to go. If this chip was only down through the clear into the color coat, I would just get myself a quality, good clear, high solid clears like the Lim Coat LC4100, and put clear on top of that color coat. Let it dry, do a little wet sanding if you need to fill it a little bit more, because sometimes if you fill the chip like this and you come back and it's like that or it's like this, you need to fill it in some more. So keep doing that until you're level, do a little bit of wet sanding, polish it out, and you're good to go. That's how I handle rock chips, and you can really go down the rabbit hole when you're putting time into these, because if you put paint in there or clear, you kind of almost want to let it cure for a good 12 to 24 hours before you touch it or wet sand it so you don't pull that back out. that you can really go down the rabbit hole and dump way too much time and money into it. But if it's your own and you have that time, go for it. Hope that helps. Okay, the next question number 4. What is your favorite tool for sanding, wet sanding, or sanding cars? Well, I happen to have 4 of them right here, so let me show you in great detail. Here they are, RC Tiller, that's who the question comes from. This is my sniper. This one I'll go and use for this type of scratch, just to get these areas sanded and clear it up. This is a central pneumatic. It's a pneumatic polisher and sander. It can be used for both. It has a very small orbit, excellent for sanding and going after areas like this. You can pick these up $28, $29, $34, depending on the brand and the size. I like the Jitterbug for sanding as well. This is for aggressive sanding. So this is if you have something very coarse like filler or just a very coarse area where you need to get to the point, cut to the chase, get the job done. The Jitterbug. This is an orbital sander that is pneumatic as well. And this one here has like a 6 mil orbit. Just hold that down and you're off to the races. These take the sticky pads. So some of your polishers are going to have a hook and loop here to attach the disc, and some are going to have sticky. So you pull it off of a roll and just slap it on there. This one here is held on by clips. That one is a hook and loop. And we have another one here. So this is the version of this one here, but instead of being pneumatic, it is battery operated. And you just charge up the battery, power it up in the front here, and it does the exact same thing. It has the same 8mm throw, and it does the same amount of work. This has, for a small polisher, the largest throw out of all of these, and depending on how you use it, can be aggressive and can do delicate work as well. This is the Roops LHR75. This is a pneumatic tool used for both polishing and sanding in my shop, and this is the best, absolute best tool by far that Roops has out, and I love it. That said, I got to tell you, I spend more time sanding by hand with a block, and I'll jump and grab one of these off the shelf if I need something speedy or I have a very large area that I'm trying to correct. So I hope that helps. You could find many polishers in every one of these categories that are similar on Amazon or locally. No problem at all. Hope that helps. Okay, the next question comes from Charles, and he is interested in undercarriage cleaning and protection. We have a package here. We don't get into undercarriages too much. We did have a short spell where we did some dry ice cleaning. That, by the way, expensive, but the best way to clean the undercarriage and the underside of your car. We found you need to cordon off an area for doing undercarriages in any manner so you can keep the rest of the shop clean, because it's a very, very dirty job. And Adams has an undercarriage spray. Purple Power's Extreme Power is what we like to use. We'll foam it up underneath. We have these little contraptions here that will attach to pressure washers, and you roll them underneath and they'll shoot pressurized water, or you can get some product coming out of these as well. And then, what we can reach and get by hand, we'll do with a brush and scrub if we have to, if it's really bad. We don't get into removing rust unless it's something I'm working on a personal vehicle. But we will use the encapsulator, and there's other products by Eastwood. We have an Eastwood plant nearby, and I'll use something from them to either coat or treat rust with. They have a whole bunch of excellent products. I'll try to remember to put a link down below so you can look into it. Okay, the very last question from Gary. He wanted to know how I go about polishing wheels. Well, I mean, it depends on the surface and the material you're polishing. Is it chrome? Is it aluminum? What type of wheel is it? Does it have an intricate wheel design? By hand, you can turn out a lot of aluminum wheels and chrome wheels. You can also get attachments for your drill. A post with a little bit of foam, like a cone on the end. They have attachments, many different attachments that you could polish wheels just using, attaching it to your drill. Also, another tool that I like to use is the rotary attachment, the attachment for the rotary. And those pads will come as cones, which really help get in your lug nut holes in these tight areas right here. And then they have regular pads for the flat surfaces if you have more of a flat wheel. Yeah, they're just, wool if you're having a real hard time with the finish. That will help correct it quickly. I highly recommend this. You can get these on Amazon, and they just attach to your rotary polisher. So when it comes to the polishing creams, it depends, again, what you're working on. You can use a regular compound if it's a colored wheel or a cleared wheel. If it's matte satin or anything stealthy or flat, you can't use a polisher. You got to treat all of those surfaces chemically, not mechanically, because you'll turn them into, you'll ruin the wheel. It'll turn them into a glossy wheel in sections. If you're working on aluminum, it's going to be the Flitz polishes. Chrome, there's dedicated chrome polishes. So it really depends on the surface, the intricate design of the wheel, and what you're going after. I hope that helped, Gary. Good luck. And shine on. Okay, that's another segment of Mail Call complete for now. Any of the questions that you would like me to address during the Mail Call segments, I'll have an email down below, or you can just leave them down in the comment section and I will find them. I look at all the messages and comments that come in. Some of the questions do get a little lost in translation, so I hope I did hit on what you were asking and acquiring about. But these are fun. I enjoy these. This is more of an intimate setting between myself and my viewers, so I enjoy that. And I'm going to keep them going. I would like to do one a week. It's going to depend on the questions that come in. Maybe I'll do more. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.